Welcome to episode 4 of my tiny house trailer series. You might notice that I dropped the mini in the mini series because I realized this is not going to be a mini series. This is going to be a huge series probably. Anyways, but we do have a deadline and that is January 1st. At that point I have to be able to move my bed and some of my stuff into the trailer because I will move out of the house by then. This week was all about building my loft bed. The last weeks I tore down half of the trailer so I can rebuild the structure, raise the roof and make room for a loft bed. And this week was all about welding this new structure. But before I get into that, I want to talk about the most frequent comment from last week's video. Wouldn't it have been easier to build the whole thing from scratch? Yes, it probably would have been a lot easier, a lot faster and maybe even cheaper. But the thing is, I don't like to look back on decisions that are already made. When I decided to build a tiny house, I had this image of this old construction trailer that I want to reclaim and repurpose and build up and repair and put a lot of love and a lot of work into it and make it my own. And that's why I chose to work with something that might be a bit more work, might cost a little bit more money, might take more time to get done, but at the end of the day, it's an object with an old soul and I really like the idea. Also, as I said, I don't look back on decisions that I made. I think that is a huge waste of time. It was a very conscious decision to go that way and I am super happy with where I am. I know it's a lot of work and it's tedious and I am super out of my comfort zone and I'm very much overwhelmed and I don't know really what I'm doing here, but this is exactly where I like to be. I like to be overwhelmed. I like to be out of my comfort zone and I like to learn in a practical way and not through planning ahead. I like the problem solving and I like the energy that you need to bring up in order to get forward. Yeah, I love it. This is what this is all about. So yeah, it would have been easier, but that's not how I want it. I want to be exactly where I am and I'm very, very happy with this. Right on, so let me show you the progress that I made this week. Today is the day we can finally start with construction instead of deconstruction. To be honest, I was a bit panicky the last days because every time I was working on the trailer, afterwards it kept looking worse and worse because I was tearing it all down. But I think after this week I will feel a lot better and I hopefully will have a better feel for how long what job takes. I am sure it will all be fine, but I really need to make some progress. So let's get started right away. couple things that I learned in this project. When I started welding overhead, my welds got worse and worse. It almost looked like I did not turn the gas on. So I thought maybe the gas has trouble to travel up the hose, and that's why I switched to stick welding. And then I realized I just need to increase the pressure of the gas, and that worked perfectly. So yeah, if you're welding overhead, just turn up the pressure a little bit and you'll be fine. Another thing that you might not see in the video, the roof actually has a 5-degree angle, so the rain doesn't get stuck on the roof. It will flow to the back side of the trailer. Also, the roof has a slight overhang, so the water will not run down the walls. It will just fall down. I am very, very happy with where I am right now. I think the proportions look great. And although this modification is pretty cost intense, I'd say it's easily around 500 or 600 euros for the whole structure. The steel, the new roof, the wood that I need to rebuild, the higher walls. I think it's absolutely worth it. This one alteration is what makes the whole trailer completely unique, I think. It feels really good to finally have made some progress, finally started constructing. The thing is, next Saturday is when we start shooting the TV show, and I will be out of the shop for, I think, 4 weeks, and there are only a handful of days off. I will keep you guys updated as much as I can. Be patient with me. I will try to have a video every Sunday, but I think it might not be realistic. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on this super exciting journey. Thanks for all your support. Your comments mean the world. You are so cool, and it is great to see how much interest there is for tiny living and alternative living. I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday, and I will hopefully see you next Sunday with a new update. Alright guys, take care. Bye.